What if every single country on the world was in Geoguessr? As you know, many are not because Google has not sent the Google cars there, but this map here, an unofficial Street View world, seeks to emulate that experience. So we're going to play some today and see how many countries in a row I can get correct. All right, guys, first round of the day here. Let's see how we can go. Here we are. Okay, we seem to be inside a banana plantation here. This is fascinating. We have a tuk-tuk there, or an auto rickshaw, depending on what you want to call it. It's blue, which is interesting. I mean, with the fashion of the people and the tuk-tuk, my mind immediately went to India, but I can't think of many places where they have blue tuk-tuks. That being said, I'm not really sure if I can think of anything better. Like, we seem to be driving left-hand side of the road, which checks out. The fashion and kind of people definitely remind me of India. So we're up in the mountains, but we're growing so many bananas. I don't know, it could be even Myanmar, potentially. But as I said, we're driving left-hand side of the road. So no, I think I will try India here, but I'll try somewhere like pretty far out because it doesn't really feel too familiar to me. Maybe even southern Nepal could make sense here. We look north at mountains, and the southern Nepal is surprisingly tropical. I could definitely see it. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like it's wrong, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. I just don't know if they'd grow that many bananas here, but I'll go for it. Let's go in Lulbandi here in southern Nepal. And okay, it was Ethiopia. Makes perfect sense. Has really similar vibes to India there, but the blue tuk-tuk wasn't quite right, to be fair. I thought we were driving left, so that also did not help. 120 points. Next round here, immediately. Looking almost Nordic or Russian or something like that. I'm noticing this house is very ornate, right? Like the white framing of the windows definitely reminds me of stuff you see in Russia. That being said, we have a wooden pole, which is not that common in Russia and especially common in the Nordics. So I'm also considering that. Maybe it's kind of a combination. We're in like Belarus or maybe just Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. Like the way all the houses are wooden, it doesn't really feel like Poland or Lithuania where they use a lot of bricks. And I think Belarus would probably follow that pattern. So I do lean a bit further north here, therefore. So yeah, I'm probably just between Estonia, Russia, and maybe Finland here. And I think of all the options, maybe with the wooden poles, I would lean Estonia. No, I'm actually going to go over the border in Russia. I think Russia is still the most likely, especially with these like ornate windows. So I will go in Novgorod Oblast. I think it's an oblast, right? Yeah, I'll go in Novgorod Oblast near the capital there. And okay, not a bad guess. It was actually in Karelia, so just over the border from Finland. I would say in Russian standards, that is a good guess, especially because we could not confirm the country there. So that's not too bad. Round number 3 loads in, and here we are. We seem to be speaking Spanish, I would say. Possibly another language. I think it is Spanish though. People definitely look like they might be African, I would say. We're driving left-hand side of the road. You know, with African diaspora, you could still be in Caribbean or somewhere else for sure, South America as well. But I thought probably Africa is more likely. Now we have a mosque here. That is really interesting. I wasn't necessarily expecting to see a mosque in a left-hand drive country because I feel like most Muslim majority countries drive right-hand side of the road. I'm struggling to even think of one exception to that rule. Maybe Pakistan, but you know, very few. Where do we think this is? Oh, here's an idea. What if this is Portuguese and we're in Mozambique? That could fit with left-hand drive, right? I believe Mozambique is a left-hand drive country. They switched from right to left. The font on this plate also feels kind of similar to South African, and the pole is also very similar to a South African pole. So I kind of like the Mozambique idea here. Now, to be fair, it's a lot of palm trees, so I'm not really sure what that would mean. Maybe we hedge it up a bit further north then. But no, I kind of like this. I kind of like this. Okay, I will try that. I would have thought Mozambique is still mostly Christian though, but we're definitely driving left-hand side of the road. So I think it might just be an off chance kind of scenario here. Maybe even Tanzania does have, like, you know, Zanzibar is Muslim. I'm going to try though Mozambique. I think I like it better. I think Tanzania sometimes uses yellow plates. So I'll try that. Oh, that is a nice freaking guess, man. Nakala. Just a bit of logic there. You know, I've played so much Geoguessr, I just know what South African infrastructure looks like. It just made sense. We're on a decent score. Unfortunate about round 1, but next one here, it's like got a weird filter that makes it look like a cartoon almost. But this should be Russia or Baltic. You know how I said all the Russian houses are kind of wooden? Well, I think this house is not wooden, so maybe leaning me a bit more Baltic, like Lithuania or something like that. Could see Russia just as easily, but I think it's just a standard lift, to be honest with you. I think I like the road texture better for Lithuania as well. In fact, I'm pretty certain that we are in the Baltics, but which of them, I'm not so sure. So yeah, I think I'll go Lithuania, possibility of Belarus and Estonia. I think with the concrete poles though, Latvia is less possible. So yeah, I will go in northeastern here in Kupiškis and see how close that is. And it was Lithuania. Very nice. Okay, 3 countries in a row. I think getting 5 in a row on this map would be quite an achievement. Next round here, we got wooden poles. We have a white center road line here. That is kind of it. right. We have very bare hills, some trees, but not many. The wildflowers here make me think it might be a bit further north, but then again, it's no guarantee. Like, it definitely like bears some similarity to Eswatini, for example, which is not north at all. Okay, my main thought here, and this is based more on like the trees and the hill, the way they're shaped and everything. I thought maybe Central Asia here. I think maybe like a Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, something like that. Would have thought they would have concrete poles, to be fair, but maybe Tajikistan uses a few more wooden ones. That makes some sense to me. Can we use the sun here? The sun seems to be more so in the north. That's interesting because the shadow here is being cast more so to the south. So that would put us southern hemisphere. Okay. I don't know where I'd put it southern hemisphere though. It doesn't look like Chile. It doesn't look like Australia. I'm pretty sure this is not Australia or New Zealand. So it would have to be a Southern African country. Maybe it is Eswatini. You know, it could be. The hill with like the rockiness on the hill, that does feel like Eswatini. Why am I in a Tajikistan Eswatini 50-50 right now? This is ridiculous. No, I think they would have different poles in Eswatini. It could still be like Zimbabwe or Zambia. I can't be sure, but I'm gonna say the sun might be slightly lying, and I will go in Tajikistan here. And well, let's not click right in the mountains. Let's go somewhere a little bit more mild. Wait, is Tajikistan just completely mountains? I guess we could be like here. Fine, I will go in Uzbekistan instead. I will go here. Let's go. And not the worst. Right latitude, right kind of region of the world. It's actually Armenia there. That's a half decent guess, to be honest. Okay, 14,000 points. We lose our country streak, sadly, but was I really going to get Armenia there? Not entirely convinced that that would have been quite possible. Let's head in again here. The most disappointed about the Ethiopia. Most proud, though, of the Mozambique. Okay, next one here. These are Argentinian poles. Unless they show up somewhere I don't know, then yeah, should be somewhere in Argentina here. Oh, we have poplar trees, or like, not poplars actually, but we have definitely southern looking trees here. This is definitely Patagonia, in my opinion, or on the west part of the country. Yeah, I think I would go maybe like Chubut province, Rio Negro province, New Ken province, something like that. Maybe Rio Negro province. This looks good here. I'll just go there. It should be somewhere in the region that I've specified. Maybe quite a bit further south. I don't know. Hard to say. It's funny that they're using a black Google car here when they use, for official coverage, actually a black car as well. So let's see. Okay, well, it's actually New Ken, which is one of the ones I mentioned. Oh, they just added an accent to the E of New Ken. So I guess it's New Ken? Neuquén? I thought it's a new sound, but I don't speak Spanish. So yeah, not a bad score. Good start. We got a country as well. I want countries more than great guesses. I just want to get a country streak here. Next one here immediately. Whole top looks Filipino. This thing here is weird. I don't know what that is, but I do think this is Philippines. And it definitely reminds me of Manila, but not enough to the point where this couldn't just be Davao all the way in the south. I'll try Manila, but yeah, it could be pretty much anywhere in the country, I think. And okay, it was Mindoro there in a small town. I thought I had kind of big city vibes, but another good guess. Okay, next one here. Ooh, tin roofs galore here. That is interesting. We have yellow water tanks here. Yellow water tanks are super common in southern India. Unfortunately, they don't really do tin roofs in southern India, so I think we can rule that out immediately. This though is very difficult. Like, it almost looks a bit like Malaysia. Wait, is Malaysia possible? I think it feels very poor for Malaysian standards. Like, Malaysia's a fairly wealthy country, but definitely it looks a lot like it. So maybe Vietnam or Brunei even. I think Brunei is also a bit wealthier than this. They have a lot of oil money, right? So we do have a really modern house here though. I don't know, like, it's probably just like Caribbean or Africa, but something about it really makes me want to go Southeast Asia. I don't know. The shape of the roof here, it feels like an Indian, like Bangladeshi roof almost. Okay, so what about Myanmar? Maybe Myanmar would have like some Indian influence, some similar architecture to here. Could make a lot of sense, to be honest. Although I just don't really know if it like vegetation vibed as well for that area. Okay, that's kind of my 50-50. I'm all between like Vietnam and Myanmar. I think I'll try Myanmar just based on the shape of the roofs. Like particularly this like peak here and the peak here. Presumably they do that elsewhere in the world as well. I don't know. I'll go in PA, or is it Vav? Can't really read it though. Let's try that. Okay, and it was just Indonesia. Wow. Want to look at this because I think yellow water tanks is not something I've particularly seen before. So maybe it's just this town, to be honest. If I could look around, I'm pretty sure I would have gotten Indonesia there. But even still, the tin roof is not too uncommon in Borneo. But yeah, I mean, I at least thought of Brunei. I thought it looked like Malaysia, so I was thrown off by the yellow water tanks more than anything else there, I think. Next round here, and we are driving right-hand side of the road. We could tell that because the cars come up here and they have to stop. And we have Arabic on the street signs here. This one, I'm immediately knowing what area of the world this is. I believe this should be one of the Gulf states, Oman, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, something like that, right? Because it is like very Western style houses, curated and manicured gardens here. 100% to me, it has to be around there. I think Bahrain might have red strips. I think Oman has red strips on the plate, both of them. Probably have longer plates as well. So could this be Qatar? I don't actually mind Qatar here at all. I could definitely see see it being Kuwait. UAE, I don't think as much, just because I feel like I know the vibes of UAE a bit more, but it could actually be that too, to be honest. So yeah, I think I'll try Doha here. Probably no better option than that. We'll see. And okay, it was actually Qatar. Pretty happy to get that with no meta. It was actually in Dukhan there. So that gives us a country streak. And the next one here, well, this looks a lot like Australia, but as I look further, I'm not seeing any eucalyptus trees, which are the, the tree very commonly found and native to Australia. So therefore, thinking South Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Namibia here, those countries obviously look a lot like Australia. I don't know which of them it would be. I think it looks a lot like this area of South Africa, so I'll probably just try that, but it could just as easily be any of the countries that I don't know so well. Namibia is certainly a valid guess here, I think. The thing is, I think Namibia is even drier, and this is like near a green zone. So yeah, I will try South Africa here, I think. And okay, all things considered, a really good guess. I said it would be this area. Yeah, I knew the landscape, but I did not know which country, sadly. So a good score with every guess being in the ballpark. And let's go through for one more here. I do really just love playing this map. I so wish that Geoguessr was like this with every country, because you know what? I'm telling you, it would not take long to learn the whole world. With the knowledge we already have as pros, it would come toppling down pretty quickly. But a dirt road's a dirt road, you know, and it would always be difficult without car meta, especially. If there was no car meta or anything, you would have to get so in depth with the plants and everything. It would be so cool. This language though, what do we got? May peace be in Sri Lanka. Okay, I wish I didn't read that, but this should be therefore Tamil language, I believe. It doesn't look like the Sus language, but yeah, Sri Lanka, they speak Sinhalese, I think, which looks like Among Us characters, and then Tamil as well. So as far as I remember, they speak Tamil more so on the East Coast and in the North. And yeah, we have East Coast here, so that checks out. It looks like some kind of a cove, so maybe like around here could work quite nicely. Honestly, looks really good. I can't lie. It could be there. So yeah, just some kind of a cove, maybe around Bati Kaloa, or maybe like one of these ones. There's plenty of options now that I look at it. I like this one, especially with the Tamil. So let's give it a go. Let's go, man. That is a stunning guess. Well, that's obviously a fantastic score to start with. I want to lock in now and get another good one. Okay, is this Urdu language? I think we might be in Pakistan here. So let's check out what Urdu looks like on the map. It looks like Hindi, but without the line on top. Oh, no, it doesn't. I think it's actually Gujarati then. Yeah, it should be Gujarati, because they actually write Urdu in Arabic script or whatever. Okay, I forgot that. But yeah, this looks like Hindi, but without the line on top. So yeah, should be therefore Gujarati. Utkarsh also feels quite like an Indian name. Architecture definitely fits. I mean, I wouldn't have picked it as Indian, maybe, you know, without everything else for the context. But yeah, definitely makes sense. So where do we want to go here? I don't think there's any addresses written here. It feels quite flat. It feels quite dry. So I'm thinking maybe going out on the west part of Gujarat here probably makes more sense. Like, it does feel like there's not much rainfall here. And obviously this western part of India is quite dry. So yeah, I will go actually in Morbi here, and we'll see how decent of a guess that is. And okay, would have been better in Rajkot, but that is actually over here. Not a bad score. Actually, we're on still a great score so far. I would love to get a 23,000 point score on this map one day. Let's see what we got here. So, okay, this is a great one. This language immediately strikes me as Balkan. Just having, you know, seen quite a lot of Balkan languages playing Geoguessr. It's bilingual here, so that would also like check out really nicely. A Pole top here, like Pole almost feels like Czechoslovak, which is interesting to me. I still believe that that is Cyrillic on the top and then Latin on the bottom. So maybe this is the style that you do in Bosnia, right? Bosnia or Kosovo, the two countries in the Balkans which do not have Street View. And you know what I'm also noticing is a holy pole in the distance. So what the heck is going on? I mean, clearly it doesn't remind me of Czechoslovakia. Well, Romania, Hungary, and Poland all have languages that are vastly wrong. So I'm assuming they might get down with some holy pole action in Bosnia, which is currently getting Street View coverage, but at the time of recording does not have any dropped yet. So yeah, I think this is Bosnia. We can even make out the town name there, but I'm pretty sure it's just a village name. But let's see what it is. I think the village name is Jelovica. And now that I think of it, the actual language of Kosovo, is it not Kosovar? Whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called, but I guess they speak Albanian in some of it. And then they speak a Yugoslav kind of style language, Slavic language in the other part. I don't know how it works there. All in all, I think Bosnia is the better shout. I do. I think landscape also probably fits slightly better for Bosnia. And can we find Jelovica? Let's just scan like this. I doubt it's going to be big enough. I really highly doubt that, but if we got it, it would be so cool. Seems like it's going to be a small place. That's my prediction. If we're even looking in the right country. Jablanica. Similar place name. I might just go there because of that, although the mountains seem probably a bit too big in this section, so... No, I think I should actually trust the landscape a bit more here. I'll go in Tavnik. I think this is like around the right kind of area that I would expect if we are in Bosnia. So let's go. Okay, it was Serbia. Wow. This exact area here, I guess, does not probably have coverage, but I am very interested about the existence of a holy pole there. there. I don't know if I've ever seen in Serbia full stop. So yeah, Jalovica there. I don't think we could have got this right because yeah, I was just too fixated on that. But there you go. Apparently in this area of Serbia on the Bulgarian border, you do get a few of those holy poles, which, you know, we love to see. And Serbia is getting updated coverage soon, so we'll see more of those, I guess. But let's head through to the next round here. 13,000 points so far. We're still on a good score. You know, if Yugoslavia was still together, we still would have a 3-country streak right now. And the next one here is fascinating. It looks like Europe off the bat. We have a square concrete pole, a wooden pole here, and we have a palm. Now that's interesting. Immediate vibe here is Spain. But as soon as Spain enters the picture, you have to consider Morocco and Algeria because they look remarkably similar. In addition to that, we have a weird square pole here. That does not look like Spain to me. Maybe I'm actually thinking we're actually all the way out near the Mediterranean, near the Black Sea or something like that. That would make sense with everything else. The problem is, what is that palm tree doing there? Because yes, you can get them around the Black Sea, but they're pretty rare. I mean, graffiti is really common in the Balkans, in Eastern Europe. Not to mention this lamp attachment feels very Eastern European. I think I'm ruling out Spain here entirely. I'm thinking of like Romania, Moldova, maybe even Ukraine. No, not Ukraine. Maybe even Bulgaria. I think that's my 3 options here. I could see others too. I could definitely see like a Monty, Croatia, but it just doesn't quite feel right. So I think we could be fun and guess Moldova here, but I think with the palm tree, I'm more inclined to try Romania. I don't know, some of these houses are really weird for Romania too, especially the fact that we have like tiles on the roofs. Normally they use metal roofs in Romania. All in all, I'm pretty just confused here. I'm actually gonna go in southern. Does that make sense? I'm gonna go in southern Ukraine, this area that does not have coverage normally, just as a fun hedge, you know, because we don't normally have it. Let's try. Ah, it was Spain the whole time. Wait, what was going on with some of this stuff, man? So I ruled it out, but yeah, I mean, if you look around, it's clearly Spain. Yeah, these buildings did not feel right for Romania, to be fair. But man, I don't know, this pole here, I've never seen that in Spain ever. I guess it's easy when I'm playing Geoguessr, I know what Spain looks like from the coverage. It's all just Spanish. It's just kind of a difficult round there. We get the continent, but nothing else. We can still get up to 18,000. So let's try for that. And the last round here immediately should be either Brazil or Paraguay because we have this sectioned pole. Late on the car appears to be short. So I would say this is Paraguay. I think landscape makes a lot of sense for Paraguay. If, you know, combining what I know about Northern Arge and Southern Brazil and Eastern Bolivia, this does look like it would be like around this area anyway. And I think I'll just send it. I'm not really sure. I think it feels probably more like the east of the country, probably where the soil is a bit more red. And yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Could I be wrong? If I was wrong, it's probably Africa, and it's probably like a, you know, Nigerian style pole that you get kind of in West Africa sometimes. I could see it being like Cameroon or something like that, but it looks like Brazil anyway with the red soil, right? So I like Paraguay or Brazil here, and it was Paraguay. Very nice. Okay, so all in all, I think we got the country right more than half the time. We had some nice guesses in there, as well as some average ones, to be fair. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching all the way to the end. Stick around for my next one of the kind. Let me know if you want to see more content on this map. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye.